We're getting some breaking news now, Shawan. I want you to stay with me. Shawan, stay with me because this is a big breaking news story and you can also cover it in some time. Getting in news now, the Delhi Crime Branch has now filed a charge sheet in the murder case of Head Constable Ratan Lal, who lost his life during the Delhi riots that broke out in February. Republic TV has accessed details of the charge sheet. It appears Ratan Lal was shot dead. Is that correct? Let me see who I can go to at this point. Our team of reporters getting us the breaking news update on the story. We have different reporters joining us live. Shawan is also live. He also tracked the Delhi riot story very closely. We've accessed the charge sheet, Shawan. I have excerpts of the charge sheet with me, but I think some explosive details are coming out on the circumstances that led to the murder of Head Constable Ratan Lal. Shawan.
Well, in fact, the details that we are picking up at this point in time is that it's a charge sheet that runs over 1,100 pages that has been filed by the Delhi police. It also makes a mention about 45 people who had a meeting at the basement of a house with regards to how this essentially indicated that this was a criminal conspiracy, the conspiracy which was hatched in one particular house, which details of which have been mentioned in this particular charge sheet. Apart from that, what we are also picking up that the senior citizen and children were essentially asked to stay inside and rioters took to road to set the vehicles on fire. So this is a clear indication to begin with, Niranjan, how this conspiracy was essentially hatched. This meeting that was basically being talked about is which took place on 22nd of February, and it was on 23rd of February when we saw the riots actually breaking out. So what we are also being told as far as this charge sheet is concerned, that during this DCP Amit Sharma, ACP Anuj Sharma and Head Constable Ratan Lal had essentially got injured. So as far as this entire chaos is concerned, what Republic TV has always been maintaining, that somewhere down the line, what we basically saw on the streets of Delhi were essentially, something that was a conspiracy that was hatched over a period of time, and that's what has been indicated in this particular charge sheet when they're essentially talking about a meeting that took place of about 45 people in one particular house in northeast Delhi, and thereafter, very next day, we saw the riots actually breaking out.
Yeah, stay with me. I'm just going to read out one excerpt of the charge sheet. I have the details of the charge sheet with me. One excerpt says, I'm going to read out, it's a little detailed. Please bear with me. I'm reading out the details of, the brief note regarding the charge sheet in cases regarding the murder of Head Constable Ratan Lal. And I have that here with me. Shawan, this is what we have been saying. He was murdered, but there were some reports. Initially, we were told that he was, he died due to stone pelting. But let me read out. Case FIR number 60/20 pertains to the death of Head Constable Ratan Lal, which took place as a result of rioting on main Wazirabad Road, Chandbagh on 24th of February. The present incident is one of the first cases, I repeat, one of the first cases of rioting, which soon spiraled to other parts of the district. A sit-in against CAA was continued on main Wazirabad Road at Chandbagh from mid-January. On 24th of February, deployment of police force was in place. All of a sudden, in early afternoon, the crowd came on the main road with the protesters. They became very aggressive. Efforts were made by the police to reason out with the protesters. However, instead of clearing the road, the crowd led by women turned into a violent mob and suddenly attacked the deployed police force. Then started rioting, causing massive loss of property and private property and public property as well. Head Constable Ratan Lal was shot dead. Shawan.
Well, in fact, there are 5 main conspirators who have been named in this particular charge sheet that has been filed by the Delhi police. But what's very important to point out as far as this incident of Head Constable Ratan Lal is concerned, this is, remember, one of the first incidents that took place when the Delhi riots actually broke out. And what the Delhi police is reflecting from its investigation is that there was a particular meeting that took place in one of the houses. What is not very clear whose this house was, whether it was one of the conspirators who actually went on with this particular meeting and what was decided in this meeting, that's still not very clear at this point in time. But having said that, the synopsis of this particular charge sheet indicates that this was a pre-planned conspiracy, and the fact that certain areas would have been targeted, that's what essentially is Delhi police is reflecting in this particular charge sheet that has been filed today.
Okay, Let's see, if you're getting in some more voices. In fact, there are many excerpts of the charge sheets also talking about the detailed conspiracy. Now, I'm just reading out another excerpt, Shravan. During the present investigation, it has emerged that there was a deep-rooted conspiracy. Look at the words. During the present investigation, it has emerged that there was a deep-rooted conspiracy which triggered the communal riot. A web of conspirators, instigators and rioters have been identified and several have been arrested. Now, this is what we have been saying all along. This is exactly what we've been saying all along about the conspiracy, the deliberate attempt to stoke communal violence, as mentioned even in this charge sheet, Shravan.
By the SIT.
Let's see if we have Atul as well. Atul, are you there? If you can hear me,
now,
take us to the details.
Many of the accused.
I don't know if I have him on the line. Shravan, you go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Okay, let Shravan take this answer and I'll go to Atul after that. Shravan, go ahead.
Well, in fact, 17 people were basically arrested in this particular case by the SIT that was formed. More importantly, some of the accused are still on the run. That's important to point out here. Secondly, this particular charge sheet goes on to indicate that 5 conspirators, they were basically part of a meeting that took place in a house, and thereafterwards riots actually broke out in several parts of northeast Delhi.
Okay, Atul also joining us with the details. Atul, take us to the different details of the charge sheet and what the charge sheet proves. Just give me the factual details, please. I want you to give out pointers from the charge sheet, nothing more.
That they have mentioned in the charge sheet that the writers were told by the conspirator that the women, the senior citizen and the children will not go out of their houses, and only they will take to the street and they will go on rampage. So definitely it was a deep-rooted conspiracy, because a meeting was held in a basement of a meeting and they were briefed about what they had to do and do's and don'ts. So definitely this was a deep-rooted conspiracy. As per the plan, as per the meetings, what they were told, they took to the street, and they also had different kinds of weapons. They opened fires at Head Constable Ratan Lal. During the post-mortem, it was revealed in the autopsy that a bullet was stuck in his body, and later on a case of murder was registered. Initially a case was registered that he was beaten to death. There was a stone pelting, but later on when the autopsy, police got the autopsy, it was clear that it was a bullet injury which took his life. And second thing is that the house in which the meeting took place between the writers, there were around 45 to 50 people who were taking part in this in this meeting, and the person who was briefing them have been held. Around 17 people have been arrested by the SIT and many are on the run. The Delhi police is saying that they will also file a supplementary charge sheet in this connection. And if we are mentioning about the main facts of the charge sheet, is that the writers were told what they have to do. The women will not go on the street, the children will not go on the streets, only the writers will go on the streets and will beat the constables, beat the police personnel, beat the will set the vehicles on fire. And definitely this foolproof charge sheet have been is going to be filed before the Karkaduma court, and Delhi police have taken all kinds of legal opinions before finalizing it. They have the CCTV footages, they have the mobile clips, and they have 50 witnesses who have recorded their testimony before the Delhi police as well as before the magistrates, the 164 statements. So no doubt they have evidences against this person that they had meetings. It was a deep-rooted conspiracy. They had planned it in a manner that they wanted to create chaos. They wanted to create a communal riot. They wanted to give it communal colors. So no doubt Delhi police is all set to file this foolproof charge sheet, and they will also ready to file a supplementary charge sheet. This is the first case which rocked the capital, because Head Constable Ratan Lal, who was maintaining the crowd, and who was maintaining the crowd, which was pelting stones on the DCP, ACP, and the others police personnel. He wanted to pacify the rioters, but they took his life. So no doubt this will be the first charge sheet in which the Delhi police has taken all the precautions. They are leaving no stone unturned. And what more is to be seen is that the person who are absconding, who are on the run, there are possibilities they might be arrested soon. Over to you.
Atul, thank you for joining us with those inputs. Some big news coming out of the charge sheet into the Delhi riots, especially the incident that led to and the circumstances that led to the murder of Head Constable Ratan in New Delhi. Officially, the charge sheet says he was shot dead as a rampaging mob charged towards him. Secondly, the charge sheet also mentions that there was a deep-rooted conspiracy which triggered the communal riot, something that we've been saying all along. Third, during investigation, it has emerged that the sit-in protest was used as a springboard to propel riots. I'm repeating the words. Sit-in protest was used as a springboard to propel the riots. The ensuing riots snowballed into fierce rioting in various pockets of Northeast Delhi. Okay.